Welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me is Vasil Shevchenko, former Minister of Transportation, Ukraine. Vasil, it's a pleasure to always have you on. I want to express my sincere feelings towards your mom who is in hospital. Yeah. She's unconscious.
Now she's in the difficult condition. And I was in my trip, and sorry, I didn't have opportunity to connect and to check my mail because it happened unexpectedly, and I have to go there.
And this happened in a result of a bomb that went off close to?
It happened as a result of falling drone. She 1.5 days before she was frightened by. She couldn't explain was it drone or it was maybe cluster ammunition drone. She couldn't explain, but she was really in bad condition because of fear. And then she decided to take this debris. And I commented that it's impossible to do, but nobody knows how what kind of drone it was, because police took this parts and I couldn't understand. But as a result, she received the insult, and now she is in hospital in unconscious condition, and it last 11th day. I just communicated with my mother's doctor.
Okay.
And she commented that she's stable but in bad condition.
Okay.
Now we don't know what will happen next.
Well, I pray for the best that she will overcome this situation. Hope for the best outcome. So, Vasil, today there's a lot I want to ask. There's like 5 questions I want to ask briefly. And recently, the Ukraine ambassador to the UK said he wants Ukraine to focus on high-tech war of survival opposed to the recapturing of territory. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, he is former commander-in-chief, and his opinion was based at the first successful operation at the battlefield, and because of it, he understood that somebody more advanced more advanced weapon can allow Ukraine deter Russia troops or defeat them. But nevertheless, Ukraine's industry is partly destroyed. We have problem with electricity. Now the situation has improved. But we lack of it, and we lack of communication, because first of all we must communicate with different countries, with different producers concerning parts for building it, because now we can see that it's something based on maybe artificial intellect, maybe, and maybe something mixed, because, for example, Ukraine have to experiment and to use different type of weapon. For example, you know that now we are using produced together with Great Britain air defense system, which is complicated from missiles which were initially produced for aircraft, and now it's installed at the trucks, and it allows us to defend, because now you can see that Russia's negotiations concerning ceasefire, it's mostly mostly negotiation just to distract attention, because they are shelling capital and shelling Ukraine. They are trying to launch. They are fighting with civilians, and they are killing civilians every night, and they are not army. And I don't know why now we have to communicate with them. But nevertheless, Ukraine's authorities are open for it. But all these negotiations, it's type of hybrid war to distract attention and to keep attacking Ukraine's fortification and sending more and more cannon fodder, because you know that they have a lot of soldiers newly drafted, mostly for money. They are looking for mercenaries around the world, and they are sending them to attack using motorbikes, using electrical bicycle, using different type of weapon. And this war, they want to have war for attrition, just to demonstrate it. And they know that in the in next month, Ukraine will receive last support from United States, and after that will have to count only for produced in Ukraine's weapon and produced or maybe bought our European partners. But nevertheless, Ukraine's forces doesn't allow Russians to move ahead. From time to time, you can see that they moved for ahead for maybe 50 or 100 meters, and then Ukraine's forces can take it back. But Russia's propaganda is focused on their local success. But you know that it's fourth year. They are trying to capture Ukraine's big city where can live maybe about million Ukrainians. But they haven't managed to do it. Instead of captured two regional centers during hybrid war started since 2014.
Right. I want to ask this question, sorry for crossing you, Vasil. In retrospect to this Ukraine war, now there's so much intensifying. I understood that Kiev is now receiving from Russia with drone bombing and so forth. Now, President Zelensky is now asking for more sanctions on Russia. Now, I'm not too sure if the United States is on board with that. At what point is the European allies going to seriously consider doing more than just supplying weapons? I think the war just can't be lingering on like that. I mean, it works in favor for Ukraine if it lingers on to some degree, because Russia, he's out of manpower and a lot of weaponry. So much so is that he is seeking assistance from North Korea and having China's mercenaries come in there, even though the Chinese president disavowed that. You know, this is politics. Anyone can say what they like. They're all dictators, by the way. What really the Europeans plan to do? Because I think you need boots on the ground. I think it's more than just weaponry now. What's going on there?
First of all, we have had many negotiations. We have had negotiations in Istanbul and the United States president's pressure. but we commented that it would have no any reasons. This kind of negotiations cannot have any consequences, because persons. I heard Mark Rubio's opinion that Russia's representatives is not good for holding negotiations, but it is not representative who's holding negotiations. It's Russia's president, the only person who's holding negotiations, and it's he who have to follow the ceasefire, and he is not interested in it because it's new type for him, and we saw that he is encouraged by China's president, North Korea's leader. China's leader, China's Communist Party leader, his main person in China, and I think that all these events have happened, distracting attention from Ukraine's military forces, because Ukraine military forces needs only a weapon and ammunition, just to prevent Russia's offensive, just to stop them, just to demonstrate them that they can be punished. And you saw that Ukrainian drones can hit different facilities, military facilities around Russia Federation at the distance up to 2,000 kilometers, including their capital. But nevertheless, we haven't received promises, clear promises, except our European partners, Czech Republic, which promised Ukraine ammunition to continue the program existed before, and then we have negotiations in the framework coalitions of willing, and now I cannot say clearly how much weapon will we have, right, because now these negotiations are being held unofficially. This negotiation is classified. And because of it, I have no information. But I know that we lack ammunition. Ukrainian forces, for example, count for extra aircrafts from our partners, and we saw that Norway has promised Ukraine to provide promised to Ukraine to supply 6 fighter jet F-16, but it is not enough to deter them and to defeat them.
Yeah. One other question, too, is the United Nations previously reported in March that there's an increased number of executions that had been documented, and the Russians is executing, committing more war crimes. Is that a fact in Ukraine? Is there committing more war crimes?
As far as we know, that United Nations information is important, but Russians don't pay attention for this information, and they are using it just in their hybrid attack, just to demonstrate that United Nations can condemn Russia Federation any action, but we will not have any consequences, because United Nations has no instruments to force Russia Federation to fulfill their obligation, because you know that Security Council is formed from countries, and they are Russia and China, and they have vetoed it many times. and you know that it doesn't work. It's positive news, but it doesn't work.
The Russian government also is stating that Ukraine had launched multiple drone attacks, which would have resulted in several airports getting closed. Is that more propaganda news or is that factual?
You mean the Russians
Yeah.
drones? They are mixing because Ukraine
Has good experience how to intercept their drones. But now they are mixing. They know that we lack missiles for intercepting drones, and because of it, they are launching ballistic missiles, aeroballistic missiles, which is not be calculated and can inflict serious damage Ukraine's residential area, including capital of Ukraine, Kiev. And they are shelling every night. Today we have had many combat events in our sky. Ukraine's fighter jets were working intercepting drones, and there were many missiles which have to which were intercepted by mobile combat groups which are patrolling city and different areas. And nevertheless, we received damages, and two people were killed, and about dozen people were wounded, including heavily wounded people.
Yeah,
it's only in the capital. Yeah.
So President Trump had indicated that he would like to see the Russia-Ukraine war come to stop. He would like to see it stop. That it's a bloodbath on both sides. But my question to you, even though that may be the case and he would like to see the war come to an end, and he pray that everyone would like to see this war finish because it's taking too much lives and Ukraine need to get back to a place where they can rebuild and refocus on making a civilized society once again. However, though, but do you think the U.S. relationship with Russia, somewhat emboldened Putin to continue this war? And now there's no hard sanctions or giving more weaponry to the United States, to Ukraine. Do you think that had emboldened Putin to even take this war further? That it don't seem like there's no end right now. What do you think about that? No longer United States support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I don't know how United States President wants to establish ceasefire, to demonstrate his attempt through his negotiations with Putin. We know that Putin is a criminal who's killing every day and every night. He's killing civilians. He is killing using military forces, and he is named by United States President that he is good guy and he is good for communication and he is good in his speeches. And to be honest, from inside of Ukraine, I cannot understand, because he's killer. It's person who's killing civilians, who's killing own soldiers, and who's not be stopped negotiation and any promises for cooperation. First of all, any negotiations will will not have any consequences, including United States economy. Russia is under China's economy domination. It was demonstrated during the parade in the Moscow. This parade was visited Xi, and Xi was main guest at this parade. And it's they who's holding control on the Russia's economy. And to be honest, attempt to negotiate with him looks, it seems to me, a little bit silly. And I think that many Americans can understand it and can see that Russia is bluffing, and Russia is humiliating United States president because Russia's promises worth nothing. Russia's promises, it's type of hybrid war. They are waging war in the media, including United States media and European Union media, because they are spreading a lie, and they are spreading lie promises, because Russia is impossible to give and to provide cooperation, because autocratic countries has no chances for development, and companies are not ready and will not be ready to go to cooperate with them, because you saw that after Russia's invasion, thousand Western companies have left Russia Federation market. It's impossible to work there. In this place dominate Secret Service and pressure, and they are trying to build economy at the military rail, but it doesn't work, because Russia's economy can collapse. And now sanctions and effective actions against Russia Federation will give good results, but not attempt to demonstrate that cooperation will bring some profits and will bring peace. It's impossible, because Russia understand the only force. They are not following recommendations. They say and they think that West is weak, and I'd say that they will test further, and will test and will demand further. Now their main idea to demonstrate that they are ready to have negotiation, and at the same time to continue try to offense in Ukraine, to demonstrate, to launch missiles, to launch ballistic missiles and drones, demanding Ukraine's authorities to surrender. But Ukraine forces will not surrender. Ukraine forces will fight. And will continue demonstrating that we are able to defend our territory. And just imagine that during 3 years they haven't managed to move further, and now they launched so-called hybrid war, when they are using public spheres and they are using propaganda, and they are using demonstrations to hold negotiations. But negotiations without European partners, without United States is impossible because you saw that they are commenting results of negotiations, the piece of fairy tales concerning Russia's war. And media is their main instruments to go further.
Yeah, one quick question, because we're down the last 2 minutes. We understood in the past that Ukraine had established facilities to speed up the process of manufacturing weapons to fight this war. Is the weaponry to speed that they can keep Ukraine flowing at the rate they need to flow at?
No, I cannot say clearly. I tell that we will lack weapon, and how it will work further, nobody knows, because we must know that that European partners will be ready to cooperate, to send Ukraine weapon, and to buy weapon. And for this idea, United States must be ready to sell this weapon to Ukraine, and them coalition of willing have made decision concerning sending to Ukraine, concerning discussion to send to Ukraine deterrent troops from European Union, but nobody knows how it will work. Because they haven't made decision, and this idea haven't been confirmed, because European politicians are not interested in sending soldiers to fight in Ukraine, because war in Ukraine, it's far from them, it's 1,000 kilometers, and their society is unable to understand that 1,000 kilometers it is not so far. But I hope that this coalition headed by Great Britain will make decision, and we will watch it, and we will ask, and Ukrainian authorities will have negotiations about it.
Well, thank you. And we have come to the end of the program. For all those who have been tuning in, I want to say thank you for tuning in on Living in the 21st Century.